part two this week since I'm doing two uploads this week to make up for last week or the week before. I don't really remember, but here we are. Um, so a lot of people have addictions. I personally think it's kind of related to like the seven deadly sins, whether it's gluttony, greed, lust, all those things. Let's talk about each one. I want to say the most important one, or the deadliest sin of them all, might be pride, because I think a lot of people have ego. Like when they say, "Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?" Like nobody freaking cares about who you are. But ultimately, what I want to say is pride is a deadly sin because um, we as humans, even in the Constitution, when they created this whole thing, they were like, "Oh, all men are deserving of unalienable rights, treated equally." But in today's world, in today's society, in a capitalist society in America, I personally think that no, not all men are created equal. That's bullshit, right? So, um, when people have that sort of prideful instinct kicks in, and um, the only thing that's able to cure it is humility, because um, I think pride is the source of it all. Shame, feeling shameful. The only antidote to pride is humility. So being humble, knowing where you came from, being able to extract whatever it is that you're able to basically say that it's stuff just um oh, I just got lucky, stuff like that, like it's hard to be humble. Let's say someone calls you super pretty and you're like, no, I'm not that pretty, or I'm not that smart, stuff like that, like um it really gives off good vibes, because obviously you don't want to act like the smartest person in the room. No, because usually the smartest person in the room is usually the quietest. So you got to think about what it is that's giving you that sort of ego. And even on social media nowadays, a lot of people, quote unquote, believe that as long as I post happy pictures, happy videos, happy stories, happy, all that stuff on my Instagram, on my Twitter, not that people do that on Twitter anymore, but, stuff like that makes you like a shell. You create the perfect shell, other people. But when you open the shell, nobody really understands that maybe you are hurting inside. So not everything is, cookie cutter, perfect, that most people seem, but people are prideful in a sense where, oh, I can't let other people know, you know, that it's not perfect. It really isn't. I think people cope and people take in a lot of negative things, and they have to have an outlet somewhere. Otherwise, they'll store too much negativity and, they'll collapse. But moving on, gluttony, eating. A lot of people have eating problems, especially in America, because I think out of 10 people, I think at least six are obese, or not obese, but like overweight or something. And that's really bad, considering the portion sizes in America, and considering that, how much emphasis that we put on intermittent fasting and all that shenanigans. But when you go to like school and you look at those school lunches, I remember just eating like a slice of pizza or spaghetti or like a chicken sandwich and a carton of milk, and that was it. Like a couple apple slices. They don't give no vegetables. If you look at countries like the Asian countries, they provide nutritious and balanced meals. We don't get that in America. So once we go into our adulthood and, your parents don't necessarily have the control over you to control what you eat, and you eat like a turd, um, you're gonna gain weight. And most people are pretty lazy until they discover the gym, or, you just eating less. So, not that gluttony is bad, but, you know, being able to savor good food is not necessarily a bad thing, but, you know, too much of anything is bad for you. Too much of cupcakes is bad for you. Too much of water is bad for you. Stuff like that, right? Um, Moving on, greed. Um, Greed is such, oh my god. Greed is up there on the list of the sins, the deadly sins, because uh, a lot of people, everybody likes money, right? Everybody likes money. Who doesn't like money? Um, Tell me one person that doesn't like money. Send the money my way, you know. But yeah, like everything is a scam where it tries to take your money, but not everything has to be a scam. But what I'm trying to say is, if there's money involved, then it's probably a scam unless you're getting something out of it, right? So, um, you gotta think about some things where greed might end up hurting someone more than you'll know, and money in this factor is, look at the market manipulation by the war in Iran. Um, just a lot of things, like the whole capitalist society, this whole system is a scam. 9 to 5, freaking, you only get freaking like 2 to 3 weeks of vacation in a whole freaking year. Like, you're telling me people only get 21 days of vacation on average in a working year? 365 days, you take like freaking 100 days out of it from your weekend plus holidays, so you're working like 60% of the time, and you're only gonna get like less than 5% of it as vacation. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So the system is rigged, and it's because of corporate greed. And the government takes taxes out of your fucking paycheck every single time, and I don't know, the taxpayers' money is just not going anywhere. So greed is pretty important because everybody's putting emphasis on money because that's why they go to work. But yeah, greed is very destructive. Lust, there's a Chinese saying, 60头上一把刀, which means on top of the lust, there is a sword that is on the head, which is technically like resemblance of, oh, if you even think about lust or in a sexual nature of things, whether it's the opposite sex or same sex, whatever, you have that sort of danger, right? Like this dangerous ideology of associating lust and danger. Um, Families, some people, people cheat, people get out of relationships, a lot of things. So if it causes harm, then it's not necessarily a good thing, right? So gotta think about it. Keep forgetting the next ones, but I think those are the main ones that really come out on the top of my head. And since this video is ending soon, I just want to say that I think letting go of your past is important. I think being able to, being able to understand that stuff takes time and stuff takes emphasis on you getting out of that hole. So I think self-improvement is important, and these are just a few things that get to your head. So just remember this one thing: if you came into the end for the summary or what you're taking out of it, what our brain is controlled by our dopamine receptors. So whatever makes your brain happy in a sense, or excited, or feel good, just understand that it's all governed around that sort of main area, right? So just understand that, you know, our brain, it takes a lot of power. Mm? And that power is sometimes out of your control. So try to take control by releasing control. I know it sounds ironic, but it is what it is. You surrender control to take control. And sometimes people just let things flow and take things step by step. And maybe there are no steps. And that's okay. But follow the agenda, follow your schedule, and everything will come. All right. Take care.